All right, ladies and gentlemen, how's everybody doing? I am What You Need. You're watching my channel, and we're going to talk about some of the fights that happened yesterday, the 15th of February, 2020. So there are two other fights that happened that I haven't I did predictions for. All my fights that I did predictions for, actually, I got them right this time. Caleb Plant, he faced a German boxer named Vincent Feigenbutz, and in that fight, Caleb Plant dominated him. There was some moments when Vincent Feigenbutz was actually pushing Caleb Plant back, but for the most part, that fight was a fight in which Caleb Plant dominated, and eventually he stopped Vincent Feigenbutz, or the referee, I should say, stopped the fight in the 10th round. I watched the fight; it was pretty one-sided, so it is what it is. Caleb being a lot sharper, stronger, more accurate, tagging Feigenbutz mostly to the head, but he also got some body shots in. Feigenbutz had his moments where he threw flurries, but nothing really landed cleanly. So just totally outclassed and outgunned and just beaten up. You know, the undefeated Feigenbutz now goes on with one defeat in that fight. What is next for Caleb Plant? Well, Caleb Plant is looking forward to facing David Benavidez. So now he's faced all his mandatories for the IBF mandatories. Hopefully he can get cleared up to face David Benavidez next. That's the fight he really wants to get. And hopefully he gets it. I think that he is favored to win against David Benavidez. Solid defense, very good, sharp boxer. Can fight on the outside, can fight on the inside. He's a very good fighter. So I favor Caleb Plant to beat David Benavidez anytime they come together and fight each other. Um, Caleb Plant's a hell of a boxer, and I would love to see him against Canelo. I think he gives Canelo a lot of problems. Then we had Jennifer Hahn. I didn't see this fight. This is a fight I did not see. But Jennifer Hahn, she got a unanimous decision victory over Jerry Seitz, I think, or Zays. I don't know how it's pronounced. But the thing that's interesting about this fight was it was not a sanction. It wasn't a championship defense fight for her IBF title, which means she was just having a stay busy fight. It was not televised. It was in Texas. So I don't really know. I don't know what to say about that. But I do know that it could have been on the undercard of, even though I didn't see that, of Caleb Plant versus Vincent Feigenbutz. I don't know. It could have been. Um, we'll have to see what happens with that. But we're talking about a lot of really interesting things that we want to talk to you guys about in boxing. And one of them is this upcoming fight this coming weekend, which is Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury 2. This is a very exciting fight. Now, no matter who you think will win, you know it's going to be an exciting fight. Whether it lasts 4 rounds, whether it lasts 12. There's a number of different things I want to talk about. First of all, a lot of people went to town on Jack Reese, saying that he delayed the count and he did the wrong things with Tyson Fury. He was inconsistent. I listened to some of you who put your criticisms towards him, and they're not merited. In fact, there was an interview Jack Reese had with BT Sports, which once again he reiterated what he did, even though Deontay Wilder uses an excuse to say that he won the fight, which he did not. Clearly, that is not true. First of all, Jack Reese, his count was in line with 10 seconds, even though a referee's count doesn't have to be in line with 10 seconds, because it wasn't he that was keeping the count. He was just doing the count off of the guy who was actually giving the count. So that's one. Two, they like to say that, Tyson Fury was out and Jack Reese gave him extra time by telling him to walk over there. Jack Reese always does that. He always tells the fighter to walk over there sideways. And he gave the explanation for why. This is to show that if they're coordinated, if they're concussed very badly, then he stops the fight. So he made Tyson ensure that Tyson Fury was at least collective enough. And after that, he let him fight, pretty much. So for those people who are still critical of Jack Reese, talking about how Jack Reese didn't do the right thing and, he gave Tyson Fury extra chance to deal with Deontay Wilder, you guys are in the mythos of Deontay Wilder knocking out everybody. That's probably your problem. But no, Jack Reese did everything proper by the book. There are people who actually did the count with Tyson Fury and realized he beat the count. He beat the 10-second count, and he also beat the count that Jack Reese was giving him. So, and Jack Reese's count was almost in line with the count, the 10-second count. So anybody who's saying that they're just looking for reasons and excuses for why Deontay Wilder did not knock out Tyson Fury, which he didn't do. Anyway, regardless, now Tyson Fury is facing Deontay Wilder. Now, this is the interesting thing. I hear Tyson Fury talking about how he's really going to try and go toe-to-toe, mono against Deontay Wilder. But that's Deontay Wilder's territory, though. Deontay Wilder is a counterpuncher. So if you're going toe-to-toe with him, you're going to stand right directly in front of him, right? You're not going to use your defense or whatever. He's going to knock you out. It's just what it is. But if Tyson Fury boxes smart, intelligent, still uses his defense, keeps his defense tight, Deontay Wilder will not knock him out. But then again, he mustn't make mistakes in his defense. But then again, he should be a fighter of the caliber that does make mistakes in his defense. He should be defensively responsible with everything he does. If he's that kind of fighter, if he's on that caliber of, Pernell Whitaker, Floyd Mayweather, I know he's not, but if he can be even in the vicinity of that. Tony Harrison was doing a great job against Jermell Charlo until he got slack, he got lapsed. He lapsed for a minute and then he got knocked out. And Tyson Fury shouldn't be like Tony Harrison. But if Tyson Fury is anything like Tony Harrison, he's going to get knocked out, okay? So Tyson Fury needs to be on his A game. And once he's on his A game, I don't really see him getting knocked out. Wilder will try to set traps for him and so on. Shane Mosley set a trap for Floyd Mayweather, for example. But even so, as much as people talk about Wilder has one punch knockout power and all of that, to be able to spring that track on Tyson Fury and to knock him out, I think is a little bit of a difficult task at hand. Chris Oriole, what's up, man, my brother? It's good to see you. Don't forget to smash that like button. Invite other people to also come to the channel right now. We're going to talking some boxing. But it's a very exciting fight. I'm not going to lie. This is the heavyweight fight we all want to see. This is the heavyweight fight of our time. Because everybody talks about Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder. I just don't see it. I see Deontay Wilder dusting Anthony Joshua. He's going to knock him out. Okay, if Andy Ruiz is giving him problems in the second fight, and Anthony Joshua's smiling because Andy Ruiz, once he gets into range and throws his combinations, is hurting Anthony Joshua, what do you think Deontay Wilder's going to do? He's going to just destroy him. Okay, so that's not a fight that I'm necessarily interested in. The Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder fight, I think Tyson Fury is the only guy I think that could beat Deontay Wilder. Okay, and I'm not saying he's going to beat him this time. I'm just saying that's a appropriate challenge for Deontay Wilder. I think he's a better challenge than even Vladimir Klitschko, because Tyson Fury don't stand in front of you all the time. And if Tyson Fury uses his pivot work, which he's supposed to know, and doesn't stand in front of Deontay Wilder, that is, he's using his pivot work. You can still be in close proximity. You can still be in the pocket and pivot around a guy. If he's pivoting around Deontay Wilder's not going to be able to do him anything. And he's going to be able to land shots on Deontay Wilder. And he's going to be able to, if he'll have a better chance of stopping him. I don't know if he'll stop him, but I'm just saying he'll have a better chance of stopping him. But you have to use your pivot work. You can't just be standing in front of a guy trying to gun it out with a guy. That's just stupid, But it's a great fight. Chris Oriole says, can't wait, man. I'm telling you, brother, I feel you on that. By the way, my channel is what you need. Don't forget you can subscribe to my channel, share my videos, as well as you can donate via Western Union or MoneyGram. I'm very interested in donations as well to keep the channel alive. Western Union or MoneyGram is the way of payment. So you guys will have to pay through Western Union or MoneyGram. There have been some subscribers who have actually donated to my channel in the past. At present, some subscribers just recently donated to my channel. I thank you, all the subscribers who donated to my channel to keep this channel alive. Thank you so very much for doing so. Keeping back to the boxing. So these are some of the things I hear Tyson Fury saying. I don't think he should stand directly in front of Deontay Wilder. You're going to get hit in boxing anyway. But what I'm saying is that you don't give the other guy the opportunity to knock you out. So once he's not doing that, once he's going, he can go toe-to-toe, but he's pivoting around Deontay Wilder, and he has his pivot work, and he's fighting on the inside and smothering, and he's doing his thing. I think he's going to be fine. But he has to make it a physical fight in which he uses his size and mass to sort of wear down Deontay Wilder. He's going to have to put his weight on him. He's going to have to push him around. He's going to have to bully him a bit. He's going to have to. And Wilder's a very big, he's a strong guy. He's not no guy you can just push him around like that, but he doesn't have that weight. So when you put that weight down on him, it's going to be a lot more difficult for Deontay Wilder. And that's what Tyson Fury has to use. He has to use his weight. He has to use his size. He can't just only be using his boxing skills or trying to bang with Deontay Wilder. He has to use his weight and size on Deontay Wilder to weigh him down, to tire him out. That is one of the things, the keys Tyson Fury has to win. Deontay Wilder, on the other hand, has to keep his composure. The more he keeps his composure in the fight, no matter what's going on, keep his composure in the fight. Even if he gets dropped by Tyson Fury, keep his composure in the fight. That will not tire him out. And then Tyson Fury might have, you never know. Tyson Fury might unravel, and then Deontay Wilder might get his opportunity, not just to stop him, but also to outbox him. What would be a surprise if Deontay Wilder turns out to be the boxer in this fight, Tyson Fury turns out to be the slugger, and is the guy, okay, maybe he puts Deontay Wilder on his ass, which would shock everybody. He puts him on his ass, Deontay Wilder outboxes him for a couple rounds, and Tyson Fury turns out to be the slugger. What would you guys say about that? Chris Ariel, is what Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. used to do in his good day to some extent. Right. You got to impose your size on your opponent. You have to bully your opponent. And if you are outweighing another guy by 40 pounds, 30 pounds, you better use those 30 pounds to your leverage. Even if you're tying him up in the tie-up, press down your weight on him. Put your weight down on his body. You got to wear him out. And that's one of the ways to wear out a fighter. Of course, mentally wearing out a fighter is also a nice, good thing. If Deontay Wilder's way behind on the scorecards because Tyson Fury either, for some reason, got up on points, that again will cause mental fatigue in Deontay Wilder, especially if it's reaching the 12th round, the final seconds of the round. Deontay Wilder hasn't gotten a knockdown, nothing. It's going to put him in desperation mode, or 11th or 12th round. It's going to put him in desperation mode, and it's going to wear on him. Another thing that, of course, wears down fighters, and these are all things that have nothing to do with throwing punches, is feints. When a guy has to guess, he can't figure out what you're doing, he cannot find a formula for you, it puts a lot of mental pressure on him, especially if a guy's seeking and destroying and trying to stalk you down and he can't get you. So feinting also throws mental pressure on people. And then you have a series of other things that are implied that also bring a lot of tire out on an opponent. Another thing that tires out opponents is when they miss. So when you can make them throw a punch and miss you, that takes a lot more energy than if they hit something. So if you block a punch with a fighter, that's much more easier on the fighter than the fighter completely missing you with a punch and overextending themselves. And especially if you catch them in a counter punch, on that punch, you stop even more energy from them, because every time a boxer gets hit, it actually takes energy from them. So it's all of these little things that you have to think about in boxing. It's not just going out there and throwing punches. Of course, boxers need to pace themselves, so there will be a certain rhythm or rate or work rate that a boxer goes at. If you have a very, very high work rate as a boxer, you can fatigue out another boxer because that boxer is not used to performing at that work rate. So there's all of these little factors that also wear down other fighters. The activity of a boxer, how high a level of energy or work rate they bring to the ring, all of these kinds of things. Of course, if you're a good boxer, you keep your composure. The key is to keep your composure, but you're not going to keep your composure if you have not factored in all these different situations. What happens if you get knocked down? What happens if a guy comes in there and he's just throwing a million punches at you? What's happening if a guy has a lot of power? Scenarios where you get cut over your eye, you get cut in your mouth, you get cut, broken nose. What are you going to do in those situations? You have to factor in all those different situations when you're thinking of fighting in a fight. And you should be able to have had those experiences or go through those experiences. If you haven't gone through those experiences mentally, you should have already gotten your mind and frame in that kind of mind frame, so you can deal with any kind of situation that's presented to you, whatever it may be. It may be you twist a foot, you damage a leg, you damaged you damaged a rotator cuff, you popped your Achilles tendon, you pulled a hamstring, whatever it is, you must be able to fight through all those situations. You broke your hand. All of these things you must be able to push yourself through in spite of it. And you have to think about all possible situations. You got knocked down cold, all right? Like Tyson Fury got knocked down. Are you going to get back up? Do you have a mindset to get back up and fight? So you must be able to carry yourself through all those different situations. Okay, so having said all of that, Wilder versus Tyson Fury is going to be a very exciting fight. I have no prediction on who will win this fight because both guys are unpredictable. Both guys have superseded themselves. I've seen Tyson Fury fight with a busted eye. I've seen Deontay Wilder knock out guys. and put him on their asses, and he being outpointed every single round, and he still knocks out the guy. So these guys have attributes that are just wonderful to see. Deontay Wilder has been knocked out in the amateurs. I don't know what Tyson Fury's strategy is to knock out Deontay Wilder. He's speaking about knocking him out. I don't know about that. Deontay Wilder's thinking of finishing the job. See, Deontay Wilder feels confident that he could beat Tyson Fury by knockout because he's gotten to Tyson Fury twice in the last fight. Whereas Tyson Fury will be feeling like, I could take Deontay Wilder's punch because I took it and I got back up. And therefore, he will be thinking that I'm going to try and bring the pain. Nobody's expecting me to knock him out. So it's all of that kind of stuff that's going on in this fight. And I just really can't I said it's 60-40 to Tyson Fury, but I really can't gauge this fight. I think I'm just going to go in there as a spectator and just enjoy it. Because I don't know who's going to win. These guys are just too unpredictable for me to really know. With Anthony Joshua, he's much more predictable. He has a style that's more predictable, much more technical. These two guys, I don't know. I really don't know what's going to happen. I think still Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder beats Anthony Joshua any day of the week, but who knows? I would love to see these two guys, though, face a shorter fighter like Jarrell Miller or Andy Ruiz. That would be interesting. By the way, this is just a by the way note. I'm hearing that Andy Ruiz will be facing what's his name? The guy that Berman Stavern beat. The guy that faced Deontay Wilder. I forgot. It's Chris Arreola. That would be a hell of a fight. Chris Arreola always comes to fight. And of course, Andy Ruiz, he always comes to fight. So that would be a good fight. Nobody would back down. I wonder who would win. I think Andy Ruiz would win, but we'll see. I mean, Andy Ruiz got ridiculous hand speed. So I just wanted to talk about these fights. The other thing that I wanted to mention was, of course, we know that Ryan Garcia kind of laid out a blueprint of what he was going to do. He's going to face Jorge Linares next. After Jorge Linares, it looks like he's going to chase after Luke Campbell. If Luke Campbell wins the WBC title, it could be Javier Fortuna that actually wins the WBC title. We'll see. And then after Luke Campbell, he's going after Gervonta Davis. That sounds very interesting. I look at Gervonta Davis's reaction to Devin Haney dealing with Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia has a good following. Gervonta Davis has a big following as well. Devin Haney has a following as well. Don't get it wrong. But he has to build on his game still a little bit more in the boxing ring. But we'll see how it goes. Devin Haney is right. He is a rising star, so Ryan Garcia gives him a lot of respect because he's like, I'm gonna face you last. You know what I'm saying? I'm hearing that Andy Ruiz, shout out to Chris Oriole. He says, I love Ruiz. He says this. Hold on a second. He says that I love Ruiz. I hope he keeps getting serious. He's talking about having a trainer like Teddy Atlas. So that's a good trainer. I mean, Teddy Atlas is not the best in the world, but I guess he'll keep Andy Ruiz pretty disciplined, hopefully. And Andy Ruiz made the excuse that his weight he wasn't in the right shape, and he wasn't in the right weight to face Anthony Joshua. I just think Anthony Joshua confused him, to be honest with you. I don't think that it was anything else to it, but it is what it is, Anyway, peoples, that's basically it for me and boxing. I'm going to talk to you guys later. I'm going to catch you guys at another time. I got to go water some plants, take care of some other business. Don't forget you can, again, donate to my channel via Western Union on MoneyGram. You can find me for details. Don't forget you can donate to my channel. I'm looking for more subscribers to donate to my channel so we can really keep this thing popping and really keep it going, all right? I'm going to catch you guys later. Peace. I'm what you need. Have a good one.